Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Matters That Matter. I'm Simran and I'm in a conversation with my mentor, Suzy Singh. Suzy, today let's talk about meditation. Anyone who's ever started to meditate or who's new to meditation would know that when you start meditating, it can be very difficult and unnatural for your mind and your body. Your body feels really restless, your mind is constantly caught up in its thoughts. So, what are some of your suggestions to calm down our minds and to be better meditators?
So I think the first fallacy that we need to address is that
Mm-hmm.
people think that they can start a meditation practice and that within a couple of months they're going to be able to experience this blissful peace and internal silence. And that's not how it happens, because on an average, it takes a meditator about 8 years to even start truly meditating.
Oh,
Everything
wow.
that we are doing prior to that is a preparation to move into meditation. So, a lot of what beginners are going to be doing, or even those who've been practicing meditation on and off,
Mm-hmm.
uh, is preparing to enter into that gateway of silence. So it's a preparation that we are doing. The practice is a preparation. It is not really the meditation. And the meditation occurs naturally and spontaneously when the preparation is perfected. So step one is we need to first spend time training our body to be comfortable, to be still. Now, it can
Right.
take us quite a while even to achieve that state of stillness. For that, we have to see what is the best posture for us. It could be age specific, it could be individual specific. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
very each one. Some people like to sit on a floor cushion and meditate. Some people are not comfortable crossing their legs on the floor, and they can then sit on a chair and they can have a footstool on which they can raise their legs, and they can sit on a comfortable sofa. So it depends on how your body allows you to be
Mm.
at ease, because being at ease is step one. If you're not at ease with your body, you are not going to be able to go into the subtler realms of your own self. So
Mm.
the body needs to be pacified and it needs to be trained to become restful. So let's say that, particularly I find in elderly people,
Mm.
they prefer meditating on a sofa with their feet raised, and younger people who have more flexible bodies and who have no knee issues, they
Mm.
can sit cross-legged in the standard position of meditation on a floor. So when you start meditating, the first practice is with my spine erect, having a back support. Can I keep my hands, my body still? And that is very important to start observing the body now. Is there
Right.
any restlessness? And initially, you'll find your body complaining because it's like a little child. You tell a
Mm.
child to sit still for 5 minutes, and the child is going to be very restless.
Right.
So the body is restless like a little child. And you need to train it, discipline it every single day by just sitting in that posture and becoming
Mm.
quiet. So over a period of time, your body will get used to it because the mind can be trained. And if you sit in that position every day, it'll become easier and easier on every successive day for you to be able to sit in stillness with your body.
Right.
All the aches and pains, all the my back is hurting, or I'm not comfortable, and your mind, all that revolting dialogue in the head with regards to the body will become silent. Now,
Mm.
this is dialogue with regards to your body. This is step one. Step
Okay.
two is moving into the slightly more subtle level, which is your sensations.
Mm.
You have stilled the body and you have arrived at a still state with your body. You now focus on the sensations in your body. And for that, it's important to see, because all of us, we hold the stresses and the strains of our life, even our dream states, in our body in a very habitual way, and we are not aware of it because we've got so attuned to holding that stress there. Now,
Right.
a lot of times people who feel powerless very often, for example, we'll find that their stomach muscles tend to tighten up when they hold the stress in the stomach. So when they're scared or when they are feeling powerless, and it could be even in a dialogue with, an authority figure in the house, or it could be in a dialogue with their partners. If they're feeling powerless, automatically the stomach muscles are going to become tight, and then they're held tight because they have been in that state repeatedly through life, and those muscles don't know how to contract back into their natural relaxed states. So
Right.
here we're talking about an individual who tends to hold the stress in their stomach muscles. Similarly, there could be others who are holding it maybe in their shoulders, in their upper arms, in their legs. And a lot of people I find complain about leg pains. Young people who will complain about recurring leg pains. And we find in that case, they're holding all of their stress in their legs. So we
Right.
have to become aware of where is this stress in my body, because now I need to release that stress. And if I
Okay.
am not able to find where that stress is my jaw very tight, then I can use progressive relaxation, starting from the top of my head and going to every part, my forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, and moving progressively down, scanning the body, tightening and relaxing muscles. And that will give us some feedback about where we found our muscles were more tense.
Right.
That also gives us an indication that, okay, this is where I habitually tend to store my stress. And I start practicing with it in my meditation. I still my body, then I release the stress from the body organ where I tend to hold it. And I can keep practicing that even throughout my day, because every time when I'm feeling threatened or unsafe, I know now which body part is going to get tense immediately, and I can start relaxing that body part. So your awareness will grow as you become more attuned to your body. This is the second aspect or reason why your mind may be straying, because wherever the stress is in the body, the sensation will lead you to that incident. Let's say that you're holding the stress in the body about an argument you had with someone that morning, maybe with a neighbor.
Right.
And now when you sit down to meditate, your mind is going to be filled with that argument. And from the neighbor, it'll go to maybe jump to another time you had an argument with someone and you felt powerless, and so on and so forth, because that's the nature of the monkey mind, that it moves from one thought to another thought. And it does so through association. So it will sense your body's stress and it will start thinking what caused it, how it happened, why, and it'll go into that whole the logic and the rationale and the reason and the why and the what if and the but if kind of dialogue in the head, and that's causing all the busyness in your mind. So if you can calm the sensations down, you're already preparing the body at a subtle level to move into peace.
Okay.
Then we go into the third aspect, which is clearing. Now, it's very important to clear our entire being to enter into meditation. Very often, if let's say we've rushed through the morning and now, we're looking at the watch and saying, okay, in half an hour, I need to get to my next meeting, or I have a call in half an hour. You enter into meditation in a rushed way and you're rushing through the meditation. But you need to create a natural pause. You need to create a clearing or a space. So let's say that you have walked into a forest and you want to take some time because you're really tired and you want to rest a while. And you find that the forest floor is filled with twigs and strewn leaves, and it's messy. So what's the very first thing that you're going to do? You're going to clear those
it. Yeah.
You might take, something to brush the leaves aside, and you create a clean patch for yourself. Like that, you have to brush whatever happened before you come into meditation, or whatever is going to happen later. You brush it away from your mind. So maybe you're worried about, I have 30 jobs on my to-do list today, and you're worried about that. Maybe you just want to put them down so that you're not worried about forgetting. What if I forget some of the jobs that I'm supposed to accomplish today? You know, or
Yeah.
the less important ones might get deprioritized in my busyness. Put them down. So now that it's on a job list, your mind is not worried that, okay, I have a memory jogger. Similarly, you need to, of course, goes without saying, unplug from all kinds of gadgets, your mobile phones, other devices, because, and I find a lot of people, particularly those who like to meditate with a time recorder on, um, or with some music on their mobile phones, you know, it can be very disturbing. So maybe you need to practice your meditation with a guided meditation, which is self-created or which you've heard a couple of times in your wakeful state, and now you can just repeat that visualization in your own mind. Because if in the middle of everything else you have these alerts going on your phone, you are definitely not going to meditate. And it's been proven that whenever you are in the presence of technology, the brain is in active beta. So the presence of technology puts you into beta straight away. And meditation is about going into alpha and deep alpha, brainwave activity. So when we talk brainwaves, it is counterproductive to have any technology around you at that point in time. So important to maybe leave your mobile phone in another room before you enter meditation. And the third aspect is if you're worried about something that you need to do after the meditation, then you need to find a way of making peace with your mind, saying, I'll deal with it when I get there. And I'm perfectly equipped to attend to that. And if I am able to be calm right now, if I'm able to enter into a state of peace, then my productivity is going to increase. So some method of bargaining with your own mind to allow you a peaceful few minutes of meditation. So that's called the clearing the space to enter into meditation. Next is you sit down, now you have made peace with the body, you've made peace with the sensations, you de-stressed yourself, and it's time to observe what's happening in your mind. And this is, again, a practice that we are all fairly unfamiliar with. And I would recommend that before we go into the practice of looking at our minds, we actually practice looking at something externally. So this is very similar to actually practicing art. You know, when we, as young children, when we were taken for art practice, the teacher would put a vase or would put some object and say, okay, draw the object now. And that teaches how to observe the lights and the shadow, how the object was shaped, where the light was falling, and we'd sketch pencil sketches of the object. And as you become better at art, you can now create art from your own mind.
Right.
But you start by learning art and form by seeing external objects. Before you can become a master creator of the mind. Similarly, observation skills need to be developed by observing something externally. So if you want to, let's say you have a beautiful painting of an Ishta Devata or some divine power that you believe in or God that you believe in, then you can just look at the image and you can study it very deeply with your focus on the image. So you can see the color of the aura, you can see the eyes, the shape of the eyes, the compassion in the eyes, every little detail. Or you can look at a mere object, which is, it could be a flower, it could be a rose that you've put on the table and you're just studying the rose. And you're studying its petals, you're seeing the pollen, you're studying what the stalk or the stem looks like, you're looking at the depth of colors, you're looking at the vignettes in the leaves, everything that you studied in detail. And then you bring it into your mind's eyes, you close your eyes, and then you imagine the rose in your mind's eye. Can you recall every detail? Now, when you get good at this practice, externally looking at observing another object, you will become even better at observing your own mind. What thought is arising? How does it arise? Where does it lead to? You could start by thinking about, the argument you had with your neighbor this morning, and you could end up with, maybe the fight was over parking cars, and you could end up thinking, I wish I could buy a shiny, bright red car like his. And then you'll be thinking about a test drive, and then you'll be thinking about something else. So you see how the mind works. So to be able to see that, oh, this is where my mind jumped from. It started from here and it went there. Can I observe? Can I observe, become aware? Can I notice that my mind has already stopped watching the breath and I should bring it back now to the breath? So very important for me to observe the nature of the mind and how it moves if it is not curtailed, if it is not gently brought back to whatever it is that I'm doing in this moment. Now, some people meditate by bringing their attention to the breath. Some people meditate bringing their attention on keeping the attention on the heart center, some on the third eye center, and some, if you're doing open eye meditation, it could be on the object like the rose, like I defined.
Yeah.
So mind back to whatever it is that you are concentrating your mind on, that you're focusing attention on. So becoming aware, expanding awareness is first step. Training your attention and moving and bringing back your attention when you become aware is the second step. And these are the two steps that we have to alternate between. We have to become masters of being aware and focusing our attention and bringing back the attention.
Right.
Meditation practice, or what I'd like to call free meditation practice, is all about bringing the mind back to what it is that we're doing. And as we learn to do this and the mind becomes calmer and calmer, it will automatically, as a natural byproduct, over a period of time, lead you into those mystical places where there is peace, where there is sometimes bliss, where there is sometimes a glimpse of extraordinary things and mystical experiences, but we should not hope for them. If we start hoping, then we have set up another natural barrier. Now we're doing a task because we've set an objective. Okay, now I'm going to make my mind reach that mystical experience, and it's not going to happen because you can't reach the mind, or you can't reach peace by wanting it. You reach peace by allowing it, and you allow it by dropping everything that prevents that natural state of peace. So understanding that our true nature is peace, and it is obstructed only by the doings of the mind. So we have to learn to drop the mind to arrive at peace.
Right. I mean, it's very interesting that you stated that 8 years is just preparation time. And I mean, we live in an age where we want instant results. And, I mean, I saw this with myself when I started meditating, that your mind takes this as a task it needs to accomplish and something that it needs to achieve. And then everything you do wrong, or even if the mind wanders, the mind punishes you and says, oh, you're doing it wrong. Why can't you get it right? Why can't you do it soon enough? Oh, maybe this is not for me. And, we are fed with so many images these days about what meditation is, what it should be. Does meditation look the same for everyone, or do people have very unique journeys with their own meditation practice? How should one be more patient with oneself when you attempt to do something like this?
I think that's part of the problem, knowing what the meditation journey should look like.
Yeah, actually. Exactly.
It's better not to know, because when you don't know what to expect, you will A, be more vigilant, B, you will be like a scientist evaluating and discovering for your own self, and 3, it'll be your own personal experience. Now, the minute everybody is fed with, when you start meditating, you're going to start seeing lights, and the lights will lead you into this kind of blissful peace and calm, and you may see a tunnel, and you may have see the cosmos, and you'll see the universe, and you'll see the planets, and then you keep asking yourself, listen, but I'm not having any unique experiences, and I'm not seeing God, and I'm not It's just going to make you worry more about not being enough, or like you said, not doing it right, and then saying it's not for me, and I can't still my mind.
Hmm.
No, it's none of those things.
Right.
Like I said, meditation is a natural byproduct of a good pre-meditation practice. It's like
Right.
sitting and watching the sky. You know, when a villager sits and watches the sky, waiting for the rain to come, he waits patiently and he watches the clouds form and he
Hmm.
studies the clouds and he waits day after day after day, knowing it will come. And I think that's got to be our attitude, studying our minds like that villager studying the clouds in the sky,
Right.
knowing that the rain of bliss will come if we watch diligently enough and if we have
Hmm.
enough faith.
So, for those people who approach meditation as a fix to their life, it's going to be a disappointment for them.
I know that today, because meditation is highly recommended for people who are very stressed,
Hmm.
so they use it as either a medical fix or they're using it as a to-do fix. And I would say that if you're looking at a fix, then they're better served by using something like binaural beats. You have alpha binaural beats and you have delta binaural beats that can take you into deep alpha states and delta states. And maybe if you're looking for an OTC kind of product, which is quick and easy, then use that approach. But if
Hmm.
you are truly wanting to meditate because you want to train your mind, the meditation has many other benefits besides relaxation and handling your blood pressure and preventing physical ailments. It has many other. It can lead you into a journey that is profoundly mystical, that helps you develop a deep understanding of your own self, and that's something you do for your own self. So just treat it like a lifelong journey. You know, you
Hmm.
practice it every day, just like you um, would want to spend your life practicing something that is very, very dear to you. You know, just
Right.
like for your own child is something that you never decide when is it enough.
Hmm.
You know that you're just going to love your child more and more and more with each passing day. And there will be days when you will also be angry with your child, disappointed with your child, but you never stop loving your child. So
Right.
meditation is a bit like that. It's the love of your life. You know,
Hmm.
there'll be days when you don't have a great meditation practice, but you don't stop meditating because it's not been a good meditation practice that day.
Hmm.
You do it because it allows you to reach a certain depth within yourself.
Hmm.
And there's no other doorway to reach that except through that meditative passage.
Right. So I think not having expectations, having patience, and being consistent seem to be the starting points to developing a practice for of meditation. That was truly insightful, Suzy. Thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.